HD Fishing. So before the video started, I wanted to show you all this shirt in person. This is my Obsession t-shirt that I make and sell. So yeah, I designed these. Links in the description if you want to go pick up one of these. So to start off with this video, I wanted to start by saying that earlier today I went to a little vintage antique shop with my mom and my grandmother, and I was looking for some fishing stuff just because I think it's kind of cool. So 45 minutes or so into being there, I couldn't find anything until one little area in the place I saw some lures, and then another place I saw some fishing, 2 fly fishing reels and some more lures, but those lures and the reels were really expensive, so I picked up 6 of these vintage fishing lures that were literally $1.50 each, and I spent $16 in all for these, not including the current day ones obviously. But so I wanted to compare the old vintage fishing lures versus current day lures, and so all the designs for the vintage ones are real different from what we have today. So I'm just going to compare them to what I think would be what is used today to resemble what they had in the past. So I'm gonna end the video with the coolest one in my opinion. I think it's a real awesome one. So to start off with is this little spinnerbait, and as you can see, it's real old. It's just completely beat up, but overall the design is not different at all. It's got the 2 little blades, it's got the same structure, and then it's got the head and then the little hook. So the only difference really is the material of the skirt. This is more of a, I don't know what kind of material. It's like a plastic, but it's not like what we use today. This is what we use today. So as you can see, it's quite a big difference. It's not this material at all. It's some paperish plastic material on the old vintage one. But yeah, as you can see, today we've extended some of the skirt. We have trailer hooks now. The blades can have patterns now. I mean, it's just a lot different, and the design's different. So these are the 2 side by side. I think this is really cool. I'm not going to be using any of these vintage fishing lures. I'm going to put them up for decoration in my bedroom in my new house because I'm moving to Virginia. So yeah, this is the old and this is the new spinner baits. So the next one, this is the vintage one. I think it's real different of a design, but so all these hooks are all rusted out on all of these, and they're just real beat up. But it actually has the company name on it, and it's Boone Costana. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. But yeah, so that's what that is. It says it right there. So I actually looked it up to see if they're like worth anything, and they're actually still a company. They're producing ones, and this one's made out of wood. I don't know, but yeah, this is made out of wood, not the plastic-ish material they currently use. So there's this. I couldn't find any vintage ones, so this is what I would think would be a current day jerkbait. So just by the design, with this little curve on the top and the curve with the bill, and then the style of the body with its how lengthy it is, I think this is more of a jerkbait style fishing lure. So I'm not quite sure about this one, but I think it's real cool just based on where the design and how everything is on this vintage fishing lure. That's what I'm assuming it is a jerkbait. What's changed is this now has a plastic bill. It's where you put your line through is attached to this. It's not a free swinging, it's not like that. This has 3 hooks, but yet again, this is longer. This is a bit thinner. This is not. This is wood, this is not. So a lot has changed with what I think is a jerkbait for that. And then, yeah, so vintage versus new. That's cool. The next style bait is what I'm probably the least sure about. But, so it's this. As you can see, it's very old looking. It's pretty beat up on top and on it. But it's got a curving to it, and it's wood. So what I believe this lure is, I have no idea, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this is some sort of crankbait. More specifically, I'm thinking it's like a square bill, just because the top right here where it's bends down, it's a square rectangular shape. So I chose a square bill to compare it to because that's just what I think the design is the most closest to. But I could be wrong. I have no idea. This is the most unique looking one I have. So yeah, what's changed? A lot has changed. The shaping is more curved on the vintage one. It obviously doesn't have a bill, and it's a lot different than the current day square bill. So you can see it's got a plastic bill like that. It's got a much different shaping body. Although it is still curved, it's nothing near that, and it's got a different shape on the bottom. So, and this got some paint work on it. So this is a lot different. And this has some also 3D texture on it. I don't know how well you guys could tell, but yeah, that's changed a whole lot between the vintage and then the current day square bill. So the next lure I have is, I got two. This one says it is a head and chugger spook. Although I don't think it looks much like a spook because it's got the cupped mouth like that. I think this more like a popper, and then this one doesn't say anything. So it's got a different shaped mouth kind of. It's like that. It's still cupped, so I'm assuming this is more like a popper. So although this says spook, I'm gonna put this in the popper category. So this is, whoa, hooked. Okay, this is the current day popper. So a lot has changed. As you can see, this has, these are a lot of the styles that I found at the store. A lot of them had the red and white specifically. As you can see, like this one, this has pink and white, but a lot of these were all red and white. I don't know what it is, but yeah. So this is not red and white. This is like a purple, and it's got some yellow and clear and black. And then what's different also is it's got some rattles, and it's also got the feather on the back, the tail or skirt or whatever you'd like to call it. So a lot has changed between these. I think these two are real similar, but there's still a pretty big difference between these two. This is really similar to current day still. The main difference is the coloring and the skirt between these. So this is the current day, and then this is the vintage style popper. So I've got the two models or whatever of the popper. Lastly, I've got this one. This is my absolute favorite one I think I got. As you can see, I bet you all can guess what it is. This is a vintage hula popper. This is the brand of hula popper. It doesn't say it on top anymore, but there was one with it that actually said hula popper on the top. So it's the same brand. But yeah, it says Japan on the bottom, but it's got those style of the little, that holds the treble hooks on it. It's got the skirt on the back. It's got the same shape as a hula popper. But yeah, this is a vintage hula popper. So that I think is just so cool. And then this is current day, a current day hula popper. So this is a current day hula popper. As you can see, it's not that big of a difference. They've literally got the same exact shape still. They've got like the same style, everything. It's got the skirt on the back, and then it's got the same hook, treble hook holders or whatever those are. But they're very similar to each other. So I just thought this was real cool because it's a vintage hula popper. Hula poppers are real popular currently, so I thought it'd just be cool to see what a vintage style hula popper looks like compared to the current day. Even though it's not that big of a difference, I think it's still awesome how you can see the difference between all these lures. So it's a pretty short video, I know, but I think it's just super cool to see all the differences that all the fishing lures had versus what they have now, and just how they have just such differences between current day and then the antique ones. So they all have some similar aspects to what they used to be and what they are now, but it's still really cool to see how everything's changed. Like that going to this, it's a big difference. I think it's just super cool to see that something like all these have changed to what they are now and how different they've become, but knowing that this little thing right here has caught some fish in the past versus what it looks like now. I mean, I think it's just super cool that knowing that someone might have caught their personal best on one of these and you're comparing them to what they are now. So thank you all for watching. Don't forget to snag one of the Obsession shirts. Linked in the description below. Thank you all for watching. Comment some video ideas because I think it's fun doing stuff like this, these kind of videos. My next video will be a Mystery Tackle Box Pro unboxing. So that should get here in the mail like today or tomorrow. Or the next day. I'm not sure. But yeah. So make sure to leave a like, comment some stuff below, subscribe, and thank you all for watching.